what Ice gone through the past 4 years. Our first senior to introduce is number 4 defenseman, assistant captain, Brady Gill, accompanied by his parents, John and Michelle.
We are back here. Senior night festivities are just underway. They just announced Brady Gill. He's the first one out. Number 4, Brady Gill, defenseman. He's played in all 10 games. 1 goal, 1 assist, and 2 points total. And coming out right now is Jeremy Langvine, number 15. Langvine, another alternate captain, and he has also played in all 10 games with 6 goals, 6 assists, and a team leading 12 points on the year. He comes into tonight's game on a hot run, 6 points in his last 3, including back-to-back games with 2 goals apiece.
Yeah, Jeremy has been a key member of this Dons varsity program the last 2 years. He was on the top line last year as well as a junior, so he is somebody that they are going to miss providing that offense out of that top 6 position for the Dons this season or going forward.
Coming out now is Leo Psycho, number 16. He's also played in all 10 games this season, recording 2 goals, 1 assist for a total of 3 points on the year.
Yeah, and Leo's one of those players who I've seen, my layman eye has shown me a player who's really grown over the last couple of seasons. He's got a couple of goals this season, and honestly, from what I saw on the ice last year compared to this year, he really looks like a different player. A lot of these Don seniors this year, last season, looked like they were almost thinking too much out on the ice rather than just playing the game. And this year, a lot of these guys are letting the game come to them. And Alex Georges, who's coming out now, is another one who seemed to struggle out there on the ice last year at times, but this year has looked like a much different hockey player. He's produced, he's been effective, and he's helped this Dons team in their improvements this season.
Yeah, and for Georges, in his 10 games this season, the forward has 1 goal, 1 assist for his 2 points on the year. But you said it, this team is vastly improved. You can tell just by the record, just by the offense they've provided, a huge improvement from the numbers they put up last year.
Yeah, and we've talked about this in every broadcast so far this year. It's a night and day difference offensively with this team. They're still struggling a little bit defensively, but offensively, this team is night and day compared to last season. As Joey Zulo is being announced right now, Joey's been a huge part of this Dons team their success on the ice this year.
Yeah, a huge offensive threat. He comes in. He's also he is their captain. He's played in all 10 games, 4 goals, 5 assists for a total of 9 points on the year.
And he plays pretty much everywhere. He plays forward. He plays defense. He's on the point on the man advantage. He's on the PK. So he is sort of Mr. Everything for the Dons. He plays wherever the coaching staff needs him to play.
Lighten it up. Lighten it up.
Senior Don is number 27. Senior forward, Anthony Esposito.
And coming out now is Anthony Esposito, number 27 for the Dons. He has a team-leading 7 goals on the year, 7 goals, 4 assists, 11 points total on the year.
Yeah, and Anthony is really sort of the focal point of the Dons offense. He creates for his teammates, and as you mentioned, the team's leading goal scorer. He's tied for 6th in the CCHL this year with those 7 goals. And he's another one of those players who played on one of the top lines a year ago, but the numbers weren't really there. Only a couple of goals last season, and you can just see the confidence level for Anthony out on the ice, and it's shown in his production as he's averaging over a point a game in his 10 CCHL games this season.
Yes. And coming out now, number 38, Zach Landvit. 4 goals, 3 assists on the year. That's 7 points total for the season. And again, another one of those offensive threats for this team. You could say that about just about all of these guys coming out here today.
Yeah, and I mentioned this with a couple of the other players. Zach's one of those players who a year ago didn't sniff the net offensively, and he has been I don't want to say a force, but he's been a productive member of this Dons offense. He does some of that dirty work down in front of the goal. And shout out to his father, Bob, who was instrumental in helping us make sure that we could get these Dons broadcasts on the air for you guys this season. So Zach Landvit, another senior. We're moving on to Jack Taylor now.
Jack Taylor, number 39, 1 goal, 1 assist. That's 2 points on the year for the defenseman.
Yeah, and Jack has been a staple again on that blue line for the Dons here over the last couple of seasons. He and Spencer and Brady Gill have really played the majority of the important minutes defensively for the Dons over the last 2 seasons. So he's another one that's going to be missed, his experience and his leadership down there on the ice for Notre Dame.
Yeah, and you having called a lot of these guys, you got to see some of them when they were playing still for JV and everything. So is this extra special for you to see these guys come up? And
yeah, I mean, a lot of these guys played varsity last season. I think the majority of them played varsity last season. But again, they were different players. This was a different team. I mentioned only 1 win in 19 games a year ago. Right. So to see them have some success, even if the record isn't still where they would want it to be, they've had a couple of wins. They've been in the vast majority of their games before things have kind of gotten away from them a little bit in those fourth quarter, or in those third periods rather. But yeah, it's nice to see some success. And my only connection to this team is through the Illinois Media School. This is my 3rd season calling Notre Dame games. So to see some of these guys moving on, Anthony Esposito and Brady Gill and some of these guys who I've been around for a couple of years now. Yeah, it's bittersweet to see them move on, but I'm happy that they're having the success that they're having this year.
Good to see what they do next. This is Spencer Reisky out there now, number 47. The defenseman has not recorded a point on the year, but he has been a key factor on the blue line again. Yeah,
Spencer is sort of your stereotypical defensive defenseman, and I remember a game last year. We were calling a varsity game, and unbeknownst to me, I had Spencer's mom sitting right in front of us, and Spencer got a roughing penalty and a 10-minute misconduct, and I made a comment on the air about how that's the type of game Spencer plays, and his mom just turned around and looked at me and started laughing and said he's like that when he's not on the ice too. So, hockey parents are great. It's my wife's brother grew up playing pee-wee hockey, so they come from a hockey family, so I know all about the sacrifices that hockey moms and dads have to make, and getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning for tournaments, and lugging all that smelly gear around and storing it when it's not hockey season. So as much as we want to give props and recognize these 9 seniors, we would also be amiss if we didn't recognize the moms and dads and everybody who helped these kids get to where they are now, and getting them to those games and to those early season tournaments and those early morning tournaments and long nights and double and triple header hockey games and everything else. So congratulations to the 9 seniors and to their parents for what has turned into a successful season. It wasn't very long ago that we didn't know whether or not we were going to be doing this. I mentioned that Zach Landvit's dad, Bob, and I had kept in communication during the off season, as I was trying to find out when the Dons were going to be back on the ice, in December and January, and Bob provided me coaching staff information, and we got him in touch with the Illinois Media School, and we were able to make that connection, and we were able to work through some red tape and some technical difficulties right off the bat, but we were able to get back here, and hopefully there are people sitting at home watching the Dons who are thankful that they get an opportunity to do so. I know I'm thrilled to be here.
Yeah, definitely.
Bringing these games to the parents and the friends and the family of the players who can't be here because of COVID and physical distancing and that sort of thing. So once again, congratulations to those 9 Dons seniors and their moms and dads.
Yeah, special congratulations out to all these seniors. It'll be great to see and hear about what they do in the future, where they go from here.
Yeah, and we mentioned the Dons have got a difficult match or difficult game ahead of them here, as they've got the Fenwick Friars, who come in with a winning record on the season, with the CCHL's top goal scorer in the person of Jack Fortuna. Jack's only played 5 games this season. He's got 11 goals in those 5 games, including 3 shorthanded and 3 power play goals. So he gets it done even strength on the power play and on the man advantage for sure.
Yeah, and if you remember back, February 16th, Notre Dame played Fenwick, and it was Jack Fortuna kind of taking over that game. He ended up scoring. Notre Dame lost that one 8-2, and Fortuna with the hat trick, 3 goals on the game, 4 points total in that one the last time these two teams matched up. But I said it during the senior celebration, Notre Dame has a hot player right now as well. Their hottest guy right now is forward senior Jeremy Langvine, coming in with 6 points in his last 3 games, 5 goals. He's coming in with back-to-back 2-goal games.
And Jeremy's another one who plays all 3 phases of the game for the Dons: even strength, power play goals, and shorthanded goals. And we're going to take a quick break here. I think we're going to let the Zamboni do their work. We're going to come back here a couple minutes before puck drop, and we'll talk a little bit more about today's action. So.
All right, so coming up soon, we'll give you the last little bit of preview, and then the first period of Notre Dame hockey here, brought to you by the Illinois Media School. For Notre Dame, they come in on a little bit of a skid themselves. They had lost 3 straight prior to a tie on Tuesday. That was their last conference play. And they did have a tournament during this week as well. It did not go as planned.
That tie game, they were actually up 3-0 in the third period and gave up 3 third period goals. So that's one that if you're this Dons team, obviously you'd like to have back. But again, that's the type of game that the Dons weren't even in last season. There weren't a lot of games where you'd go into the third period with the Dons with an opportunity to come out of it with some points. There were a lot of games that they got out of that they were out of early. That wasn't the case. That's not the case this season. We've seen their second period has been by far the best period of play for the Dons. They've gotten into some pretty substantial holes in their games this season, but have clawed their way out in those second periods. They just have to find a way to finish strong and come out on the other side of the scoreboard a little, I guess.
Yeah, you said it right. They have been coming back in games or sticking around even when they fall ahead early. But that third period has just been biting them these last few games, or really throughout the season. They have not been able to find a way to close out many of these games here. So that is a big key for this one here today. But yeah, both Notre Dame and Fenwick coming off of games they'd like to forget against St. Ignatius.
Yeah, that St. Ignatius squad is a tough one, and the Dons have a little bit of a different look out there tonight as Nick Polanco is back in the lineup after missing last Sunday's game with an injury. They also will start Marcio Garcia, who will play in today's game. I don't know if he's going to start, but he will play in tonight's game. He is the JV's leading scorer. He's got 11 points on the year. He picked up a goal last Sunday in that varsity game for Notre Dame. And then Joe Delia will also make an appearance, number 11 for the Dons. He's played in 2 games so far this year. He's picked up a couple of goals in those games, so he'll get some ice time here for the Dons as well as they look to end a bit of a losing streak here that they're on as we hit. Really, I think we only have 2 home games left. The rest of the Dons schedule, I believe they got 1 more home game on April 11th against Mount Carmel, but other than that, they play 8 road games, so 9 games left on the season after today. 1 home game, 8 road games, so Dons have to make hay here at the Mount Prospect Ice Arena while they can.
Yeah, and you said it, contributions from Mario Garcia. It's nice to see him getting called up and contributing almost immediately when he's been up there. He's played in 3 games, and it'll be nice to see Joe Delia. He hasn't played since February, so it'll be nice to see him back on the ice as well.
Yep, and Notre Dame is going with their all blue, or their blue jerseys here tonight rather than the green jerseys that are up on the senior pictures there across the ice. The blue jerseys with Notre Dame across the chest rather than the ND logo. Those jerseys are relatively new. They didn't, I don't recall them wearing them last year. I believe it was just these that they wore last year. I think there may have been 1 game, and actually I think it was when Notre Dame last season, Notre Dame had they were raising money for cancer research.
Special occasion
Yeah,
jersey.
It was called their alternate jerseys, I believe, and I like those. I like those jerseys. It makes reading the numbers a little bit hard. We've noticed that this year. A lot of the teams that we've seen come in have got that stripe around the middle of the jersey, and it runs right through the number on the back, which sometimes can make it a little difficult to figure out who's who out there. But we're about ready for some hockey here today as Notre Dame is about ready to take on the Fenwick Friars.
Yeah, starting in net for Notre Dame, it is Nick Delia. On the other side, Santino Ori starting for the Fenwick Friars.
Nick Delia on the year, or at least conference-wise, Nick is 2-6-2. He's got a 5.12 goals against average and an 8.28 save percentage. On the other side, Ori's 3-3-1 with a 3.49 goals against and an 8.86 save percentage. And we are actually going to do the pregame prayer, which is something we haven't done much of this year. So we'll get ready for that, and then we'll get into some hockey.
Yeah.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we welcome your presence here among us, and your love alive in our community. We thank you for these 2 teams, these 2 wonderful Catholic high schools, and for the chance to better understand the world around us. We come together in your name on this ice in the spirit of brotherhood and the hope of growing closer to you. We ask that you guide us to our best effort with safety for all. We thank you for allowing us to be part of these school families, deepening our relationship with God and with one another. Do not let us take these days and nights for granted, for we come away winners in you. As we don our school colors with pride, help us to be persons of faith, scholarship, and service. May Our Lady, Notre Dame, watch over us all. In these things we pray in your name. Notre Dame, pray for us. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Have a great game, boys.
So it's one of the things that they hadn't been doing this season, as a lot of high schools and a lot of high school leagues are looking for ways to limit contact and close contact between athletes, and it's tough, especially in a sport like hockey that is designed to be physical.
Right.
But in high school basketball, they weren't doing tip-offs. They're doing out of bounds for the visiting team. No pregame prayer here for Notre Dame until here tonight. So looking for ways to keep the kids safe, and ultimately that's what's most important, is making sure that these kids are kept safe. But again, this is hockey.
Yeah,
it's a very physical game to begin with. So pregame prayer, and we're about ready to play some hockey here this evening.
Yep, they've got that line out there. Joe Zulo out there, along with Jack Taylor for the defenseman, and Malachi, Esposito, and Langvine. Notre Dame wins the faceoff here. That is Jack Taylor over to Zulo. He puts it ahead and into the Fenwick zone. I stand corrected. It's Zeman on that line, not Langvine.
Yep, they split up that Esposito-Langvine combination a little bit so you can get a little bit more scoring depth and you're not relying just on one line.
Esposito loses his footing, and Fenwick comes in a shot off the side of the net there.
Will Mazzochi came in and fired that one off the side of the goal for the Friars.
Notre Dame comes across center ice and into the Fenwick zone with a little bit of speed, making it around the back of the net there. And that was Zeman as he goes off for a change. Brady Gill, a shot, never got to the net. Gill recollects, keeps it in the zone. That's Langvine over to Gill at center. And pushed away, sticked away, and then sticked up and out of play. I think that might have been Langvine out in front of the net with a look.
Yeah, but that was all made by Brady Gill, who pinched at the near blue line here. Got the puck, skated into the slot, found Langvine, and was just not able to tip the puck past Santino Ori. So good for opening shift for the Dons. 3 shots on goal here in the first minute and 8 seconds.
Fenwick unable to clear Notre Dame, and now it does clear. And right back in.
Keep your eye on number 22 out there for the Friars. That is Jack Fortuna. He's the one that we highlighted pregame. 11 goals in just 5 games for Fenwick on the year.
Yeah, he is the one coming ahead with some speed, crossing up everyone. And now he waits for a little bit of help. He throws it around to the corner, and he takes a big hit from Brady Gill.
Brady Gill using his size there to make a statement here early on as he pounded Fortuna into the glass.
Yeah, and I'm sure everyone out there knows who Jack Fortuna is. They know he's their top scorer. They're going to make him take a beating if he's going to earn anything. Psycho, a shot, and rebound into the corner.
Nice little move by Leo Psycho to get himself into scoring position there.
Puck held in by Heuning, and now taken out and dumped into the corner. It rolls around behind the Notre Dame net, and Psycho will clear the zone. Polanco one-on-one, and he's taken down, and we're going to have a penalty.
No, they're going to say that he played it.
Okay, a hand pass to
himself. A good idea by Nick, but he took a couple of steps with that puck in his hand before he dropped it. Good idea, though, by the Dons. He tried to flip it up to Polanco, and Nick just, instead of, if he had just put the puck on the ground and skated with it, he would have been fine, but he took two or three steps with it before he put it down on the ice, and he got caught with that.
Yeah, Notre Dame is starting off strong, though. It's good to see that for sure.
Yeah, and you have to wonder how much of that is the adrenaline from senior night here for the seniors. You know, they want to go out with a bang here, so they come out with a little bit of additional oomph.
Definitely. Esposito threw it out in front. Joe Delia unable to unload it, and now Fenwick comes out. And a turnover at center ice.
Yeah, Joe had a couple of whacks at that one right in the crease, but couldn't get it past Ori.
Coming ahead now, that pass could not connect with Joe Delia. The battle now right in front of us along the boards. Taylor comes away with it and enters the zone, and he'll throw it in deep as the Dons make a change.
Nice job by Taylor to fend off 4 different Fenwick skaters to get that puck in deep.
Yeah, he was all alone on the ice there. As I said, the Dons were making a change as he was pushing that one in. Put in. Brady Gill collects behind his own net, and it comes out to center where the Friars collect.
One of the things that Dons need to be careful of here tonight is staying out of the penalty box. We've talked about this an awful lot on the air, but the Dons are averaging about 17 penalty minutes a game.
Fleming now loses his footing.
Right on cue.
The Dons are now going to the box. As you just said, they need to avoid the box. Well, now they have to get a penalty kill here as the Friars are going to the power play.
Yeah, Brady Gill is going to go for tripping. The Dons have averaged about 16 to 17 penalty minutes a game, and a lot of those have been end of the game, kind of, rough and tumble, after the whistle type penalties, but the Dons have been shorthanded a lot this season. And it's hurt them. Specifically, we go back to that game against Prep a couple weeks ago,
Yes.
where they gave up 3 power play goals in 4 attempts against that Prep squad, and otherwise played them pretty evenly against a team that had come in basically steamrolling their opposition for the last 6 months. But they were a man down for a large portion of that game, and it cost them.
Yeah, and you hate to see it, especially because they have started this game off so well.
Yeah.
To just kill that momentum with a penalty.
Yep, 4-1 shots on goal advantage here for the Dons 6 minutes in, and now they got to kill off a 2-man advantage. But you're right, the ice has been slanted towards the Fenwick goal here for the first 5 or 6 minutes, and Don's looking to keep that momentum up, which they can do if they're able to kill off a power play here. That just gives you a little bit more incentive or a little more oomph, if you will.
Fortuna comes in with speed and taken away and thrown out. Nice job. 40 seconds killed so far by Notre Dame, and a lot of it was played at center ice. They've done a nice job of preventing the Friars from even getting in. Jack Fortuna with it now. Coming in, he's crossed up a lot of people already in this game. Shoots and deflected up and out of play by Nick Delia.
And that was a nice defensive play by Joey Zullo. He forced Fortuna to go wide rather than letting him get in between the faceoff dots. He forced him to go wide of that right faceoff dot. Pretty easy save for Nick there to just block that one up into the netting for a faceoff.
Yeah, and that's something you have to do when you're playing Jack Fortuna. You have to keep him outside. He's already shown he can cross up a lot of players. As this puck trickles out of the zone, Fenwick has to recollect and dump it back in. But for Fortuna, if you can keep him to the perimeter and just try to keep in front of him, keep your body in front of him so he can't cross you up as well, then Notre Dame could have some success here.
And that's been the one problem the Dons have had this season, is they're not very big defensively. So they've had a difficult time keeping the opposition out of the crease and out of the face of Nick Delia.
Fenwick throwing it around. That's West with it at his skates. Just tosses it into the corner. And a battle for it there. Joe Delia. And it did not leave the zone. Chioda there kept it in for Fenwick.
He took a hit from Joe Delia for his efforts there.
A shot kicked away by Nick Delia.
Don's really, really physical here early on, throwing their body around and not afraid to hit a team that's physically larger than them.
Langvine able to clear it all the way down, but that is an icing as the penalty had expired.
3 shots on goal on the power play for the Friars, but they were all pretty much from the outside. There wasn't anything in that danger zone in between the faceoff dots. That, and there was not a lot of traffic in front of Nick Delia, so he was able to see those shots come in, and they were all pretty easy saves for the junior goaltender.
Yeah, a great job by the Dons on that penalty kill. Ooh, a pass out in front did not connect to anyone as Notre Dame comes away with it out to center ice. That's Polanco battling with it, battling for it there, and Notre Dame comes away. Georges pushes it in. It'll go in deep to the Fenwick zone.
It's nice to see Nick Polanco back out there, who missed last Sunday's game with an injury that he suffered last Saturday. So it's nice to see him out there. That speed kills, as they say, and Polanco's got it in spades for the Dons.
He sure does, and yeah, it's nice. They're about full strength now. Everyone seems to be back for this Dons club.
Yep, we have not seen a full Dons roster here in our 5 or 6 games, so it's nice to see them at basically full strength.
Fenwick comes away with it into center ice and now into the zone. That's Fleming. Over to Venable, who is in the corner, back to Venable now.
It's good stick work by Alex Georges to not allow Venable an easy shot there in the slot.
Notre Dame comes away with it, tosses it up and into the zone. That's Zeman, who collects his own pass now behind the net, looking for options. Turns, throws it out to Jack Taylor, who shoots, and it hit a body in front.
Nice block by Billy Buckley, sacrificing that body to get in front of that one.
Notre Dame collects. That shot got all the way through. Rebound. Kick to the corner. That shot from the blue line made it all the way to Ori in net. And now Fortuna, 2 men to beat. Stick handling, and a nice job there by Zulo to get a stick on their stick, but then it comes away, and Fenwick scores.
That was Will Mazzochi who was able to get that rebound. He was all alone in the slot. He didn't have a man on him, and Mazzochi was able to bury the rebound. His 4th goal of the season, and the Dons trail 1-0.
Yeah, that was a nice job initially to cross up Fortuna as he was coming in. He was stick handling and coming in with some speed, but then Fenwick was able to gather from behind the net. It kicked out, and Mazzochi able to finish it, and Fenwick leads 1-0.
Yeah, and Nick was able to get a piece of that one. It just trickled through his 5-hole and crossed the blue line. And this is what we talked about. The Dons really had controlled the pace of play for the first 4 or 5 minutes. And ever since the power play for Fenwick, they have really dominated both the pace of play and the shots on goal, and now on the scoreboard.
Battle in the corner there. And it's Langvine out to center ice, coming in with some speed. That is Holton behind the net. Tosses it out. Brady Gill, a shot. Deflected and covered up by Santino Ori in net.
Jacob Holton is a pest, and he's a really, I mean, he took a beating in front of Ori there to try to create a screen, a screen out in front, and that was a nice shift by Jacob Holton. Nice shot on goal, and then created that screen in front of goaltender Santino Ori, which was the Dons' best scoring opportunity in the last 5 minutes or so.
7 shots for the Dons, 5 for the Friars, as this one is held in and thrown behind and kept in again. That's by Taylor. Fenwick behind their own net. And a Don was taken down there. They recollect. This is Jack Taylor. And that was Zulo battling for it, taken down as it left the zone. This is Zulo now, loses it, and a delayed penalty. A penalty is coming here.
Yeah, they're going to get the Dons for interference there as Luke Brown tried to break that one out across the blue line. Oh, they're going to call him for tripping. So Zulo's going to go for tripping. Could have gotten him for tripping, could have gotten him for interference, but he absolutely impeded the progress of that Fenwick skater trying to come out of the defensive zone. So the Dons are now on their second short-handed opportunity of the game. They were able to kill off the first one pretty successfully. They gave up 3 shots, but again, none of those shots were overly hard for Nick Delia to come up with. So the Dons find themselves down a man here again.
Fortuna with it now at the blue line. A centering pass for Fleming, tapped away, and Fortuna collects at center ice as Fenwick recollects or regathers. Fortuna skating around with it. Over to Fleming, who enters the zone. And hit and taken down. That's Gill. And a delayed penalty again coming up. The goalie goes out. Ori on the bench now for the extra attacker as it's dumped in. Holton touches the puck, and Fenwick is now going to have a 5-on-3.
They're going to get Brady Gill for tripping. So the third tripping penalty of the game here on the Dons in the first 11 minutes of the game, and they're going to be 5-on-3 here for the next minute and 15 seconds. So this is one of those opportunities where, you know, if you look back at the final score of this game, whatever it happens to be, this could be one of those opportunities where you look back and you say Notre Dame was able to kill off a 5-on-3 and it gave them the boost they needed to get back into this one, or Fenwick is able to score a couple of goals, and before you know it, it's 3-0.
Yeah, you said it right. It's early, but this seems like it could be a key moment here in this game. That's Hoban with it. A shot from Chioda, gloved by Delia.
And if you're Nick, that's exactly what you want to do. Grab that puck, hold on to it, get a face-off, try to win the draw, and try to scale it down. So, and if you're Notre Dame, you just have to be big. You got to do the windshield wiper with the stick and try to keep that puck along the outside of the umbrella.
Notre Dame does come away with it. And held in the corner now. I believe that's Jack Taylor.
It was Jack Taylor fighting 3 Fenwick players.
That one hit Zeman out in front. I think it hit his skate and never got to Delia. Fenwick. A shot, hit a body out again, but the rebound is finished. I believe that was Murphy on that one.
Trying to catch the number. Actually, I think that was Hayden Dondlinger,
Okay,
number 2,
Dondlinger.
who got that goal on the. Again, it was a rebound off the skate or off the stick of a Fenwick player that bounced right to another Friar, and he was able to pot it, and it's now 2-0.
Yeah, and unfortunate, Delia made the initial save, and as you said, it was a rebound. Actually, it hit a body out in front and a rebound that Fenwick was able to finish.
Yeah, the one solace you can take from that. Oh, they are still a man down.
Yes, Gill still in the box. I know they took it off the scoreboard there.
Yeah, you were hoping that goal came after the first penalty expired so that you get that second man back out, but they scored that on the 5-on-3, so now it's a 5-on-4 still.
This is Fortuna, stick handling. Throws it across. Shot into the corner. A battle for it in the corner, just trying to kill some time here. And coming away with it, that's Langvine. Pass to himself. He gathers in the corner.
Jeremy does have a shorthanded goal on the air.
Joe Delia now battling up there. And again, just trying to kill off this penalty here. Gill is standing up. He should be coming out here shortly, I believe.
Yeah, they took the time off the scoreboard, so we don't know exactly how much time is left on the man advantage for Fenwick, but looks to be over soon, and here comes Gill now.
Yep, Gill is out of the box. We are back to even strength as Donlinger comes ahead and dumps it into the Notre Dame zone.
1 for 3 on the man advantage now is Fenwick.
Coming ahead now. Well, Psycho, they were offside, so they'll have to just tag back up as Fenwick collects. Pass back to center, Fenwick with it again, and now Notre Dame takes it over, but nearly a turnover. That was Guerra who tried to make something happen as it comes back to center ice and now dumped right back in where Jack Taylor has time to collect as the Friars make a change.
Yeah, Nick Polanco got away with one there. He cross-checked a Friars player in the back behind the play, and the refs missed it.
Taylor coming in with the zone, still with it. A centering pass, missed Psycho as the Friars come out. To the corner. That's Sherrill. And Esposito clears it out to center where Fenwick regathers. Coming ahead, this is Murphy. Murphy loses it, but it went right to West, who takes a shot into the glove of Nick Delia.
Nick saw that one all the way. That was an easy glove save for Delia, who stopped 6 out of 8 shots here so far tonight.
Face off to the right of Nick Delia here. That's Esposito and Fortuna. Esposito wins it. Passed up ahead, but kept in by the Friars. Taken out now. This is Malahi into Friar zone. That one hit Ori.
Gonna have a penalty called here on Fenwick.
Gill pinches in, and it is touched by the Friars as they head to the box. That looks like cross-checking.
That's interference on Tommy Fleming, I believe, is going to get the call here.
You are correct.
So Dons with a power play opportunity here. 2:44 left to go in the first period. They trail 2-0. They're being outshot 8-7. And again, that first power play for Fenwick really kind of took the legs out of whatever momentum Notre Dame had early on. Because those first 3 or 4 minutes, the Dons looked really, really sharp. But since that point, it has been all Fenwick here in the last about 8 or 9 minutes.
Yeah, Fortuna won that initial face-off, threw it all the way down. Notre Dame now coming back, and it will be thrown all the way down again as Delia pushes it aside to his defenseman.
It's Joey Zullo who's going to run the point for Notre Dame on their power play.
And up to Langvine, who enters the zone. Langvine looking, turns around, back out, over to Zullo. Zullo ahead, missed Langvine's stick. He had some space, and now coming ahead, that's Fortuna. Only Zullo to beat. Fortuna, and a nice stick there by Nick Delia.
And that's a very dangerous sight for Nick Delia as Jack Fortuna with 3 shorthanded goals in 5 games for the Friars.
Yeah, 11 goals total, and he's only played
5
limited games like
Yep.
you said.
And he's pummeled in the corner by 3 Don skaters. Somehow he's able to battle to keep the puck
Battling
away,
for the
though.
puck, and now it is Zeman who comes away with it. Zeman, a shot hit a body out in front, never got through. That was Hoban, I believe, who that hit.
Ended up underneath Ori, but the net also came off the moorings, and we're going to have a penalty called here, I believe, for slashing on... Not sure who it's on. I think it's going to be on. Yeah, it's going to be on the Friars.
So a 5-on-3 of their own here for Notre Dame. Big opportunity, down by 2 with 1:17 left here in the first period.
Sam Chioda slashed down on the Notre Dame player who was standing in front of Santino Ori. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander, I guess. Notre Dame now with a 5-on-3 for the next 33 seconds. So golden opportunity for them to carry some momentum into the second period if they can get on the board here.
They win the face-off. It's over to Gill. A shot there. And now losing his footing, that's West. He came away with it looking for a short-handed opportunity. Gill recollects and Notre Dame resets. Off the stick of Zullo. Battling for it back, cannot get it. And now a turnover, Seiko right in front, shot saved.
Best opportunity of the day for the Dons. Leo Seiko all alone out front.
Reisky throws it out in front, Seiko there again, and it is covered up by Santino Ori.
And that's where Leo Seiko really can get his. He's a big target, big kid in front of the goal. Was all alone in front of Santino Ori. Tried to beat him 5-hole, he couldn't, but then Spencer Reisky with a nice low, hard shot from the point that Seiko was able to tip and wasn't able to get it past Ori. So one of the men is out of the box now for Providence, or for Fenwick, rather.
Yeah, 39.4 seconds left of period number 1. Fenwick up 2-0. Notre Dame still on the power play for the remainder of this period. Zullo with it, a shot, hit a body out in front, and goes into center ice.
Dons have had a lot of shots blocked here in the first period.
Zeman over to Taylor. Fleming hit that off his stick, but Langvine recollects. And it's Zullo coming in. Looking at his options. A shot, hit a stick up and over the net. Battle behind the net for it. And a stoppage of play here.
Net
the
again.
Net came off its bearings yet again. 5.8 seconds left in period number 1. Fenwick leads 2-0.
Dons have looked pretty good. They've been shorthand. They're going to pull Nick Delia for the final 5.8 here and go with a 6-on-4 and try to get a quick face-off win and get a goal here.
Yeah, that is the key. A win on the face-off here. It's Esposito taking it for Notre Dame. He does win. Lambert, a shot, it hit another body out in front and goes to center ice as period number 1 expires.
But last couple minutes of the period, the Dons seem to kind of get their heads about them a little bit, and from a gameplay perspective, they've gotten back into this one a little bit, if not on the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, well, we We are underway here, a second period of play. Esposito at center ice as they enter Fenwick zone. It's Gill back to Esposito, who throws it in deep. Psycho there. Notre Dame looking for options, looking for a path. This is Joe Delia. Shot got to Ori. A pad save there. Gill never got through. And that is Joe Delia through the 5-hole of Ori.
I don't know if they're going to give it to Joe Delia or Leo Psycho, who again was doing the dirty work down low. But either way, the Dons are right back in this one with a power play goal here. 39 seconds into the second period.
Yeah, they score with 4 seconds left on that power play, so that is a power play goal for Notre Dame.
We'll see who they give it to. I don't know if Leo Psycho got a piece of that one out front or if it was just a bad angle shot off the stick of Joe Delia that beat Santino Ori. We'll see what the announcer says, but either way, Dons are within one.
Yeah, either way, a Notre Dame goal, and a nice job by Joe Delia. He's had his name called a couple times. He's making an impact here in his first game back.
Yeah, this is our first opportunity to see him in action, and he looks really good out there. He's looks like a really highly skilled player.
Battle at the blue line. Fenwick comes away with it. And up to center ice where Notre Dame takes over.
They are going to give that goal to Leo Psycho on the deflection for Leo. That's his third goal of the season. Assist from Joe Delia. So we talked about Leo in the pregame and how he looks like a completely different hockey player between this season and last season. And just in the first period, he had a couple of golden opportunities on this power play towards the end of the first period that he wasn't able to score on. Well, he was able to get one here to start the second. And earlier we talked about how the second period has been by far the Dons' best period of the game, and they are able to get right back into this one just a couple minutes into the second period here.
Back to center ice, a chance for a 2-on-1 here if they hurry. Malahi loses his footing. He couldn't get a pass off. I wasn't sure if he was trying to pass. He had Esposito with him.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to elevate the pass with the backhand, but good defense by the Friars to block that passing lane, and Seamus was not able to get the puck to Anthony Esposito.
Face off to the left of Santino Ori here. That's won by Fenwick, who comes out to center. And into the Notre Dame zone, that's Fleming, who loses it and then regathers it behind the net. A pass and shot from Venable. That was Fleming to Venable, and a save by Delia.
Yeah, it was a tricky play by Fleming there. He went behind the net and tried to come back the other way and trick Nick Delia going short side, and it almost worked.
Battle, the puck comes out to center ice. Buning with it, takes it around behind his net. And Notre Dame comes away with it. Esposito with some speed, one man to beat. A toss save.
We're going to have another penalty called here on Fenwick as speed kills, and Anthony Esposito came flying down that right side and forced a Fenwick penalty here.
Yeah, we're going, so this is...
Going to get a holding call on, I believe that's number 3, David Hoban. Nope, it's going to be,
number 11,
it's going to be holding, but it's going to be on Venable. Is that 81 in there?
I believe it's 11.
11,
Billy
okay.
Buckley.
Billy Buckley. So the Dons are going to be on their 4th power play of the game now. They are 1-4-3.
Taylor skating around looking for options. Tosses it and it hits another body.
And Taylor got back on the puck. He had Fortuna bearing down on him. So nice job by Jack to get back on that puck and gain control.
Yulo now up to Langvine, who tosses it in deep. Trickles around. Zeman collects it on the other side. Taylor and Zulo switching places. Taylor, a shot.
Just missed that right post.
And Fenwick able to clear. This one comes all the way down to Delia, who leaves it for Taylor. Pass up to Langvine, who tips it in. Unable to tip it in, actually, and it goes for icing.
Hey, you never want to ice the puck when you're on the man advantage, but now the Dons have to go the full length of the ice. First half of this power play is up for Notre Dame.
Yeah, the pass was looking for Langvine. He was unable to get his stick on it, so it does go for an icing. Face off to the right of Nick Delia. This is Esposito and Venable on the face-off. Won by Notre Dame. And now taken by Fenwick, who just throws it in deep, trying to waste time and kill off this penalty that they have.
Yes, this penalty so far has lacked some of the same energy that the last couple have for Notre Dame.
Esposito coming in, entering the zone, comes all the way on with a shot. Saved by Ori as it's thrown all the way down. Reisky with Murphy in front of him. Up ahead to Esposito, who throws it across, and it's hit off the stick of Gill. And now a chance here. I believe that's Murphy coming ahead. A shot, save, and sticked away by Nick Delia.
Nice heady play by Nick to stick that one away after the initial shot caught him off the chest.
Notre Dame coming ahead. Psycho. The pass over to Gill, who shoots, and it is deflected up and out of play. 4 seconds left on the penalty, with the face-off coming to the left of Santino Ori.
So the Dons out shooting Fenwick here 15-12, and this is very reminiscent of last Sunday's game where the Dons were actually on the losing end of I believe it was a 8-3 score, but they actually outshot their opposition. So the offense is there, the Dons are getting their opportunities. They just haven't been able to sort of break that ice in the win column here recently.
Friars are back to even strength here as they toss the puck out to center ice.
Dons now 1 for 4 on the man advantage.
Blanco. Bolton had it, and he is bodied down as Fenwick comes away with the puck.
He bounces right back up and immediately goes in on the forecheck.
Brown with it. Vieira up in deep. But he was shy of the red line, so it goes for an icing.
Tight ball game here. It's been really back and forth with each team carrying play for 4 or 5 minutes at a time. Beginning of the game, it was Notre Dame. Then Fenwick carried the play in the middle of the period. End of the first period was all Dons. Beginning of the second period was all Notre Dame. And here Fenwick has started to tilt the ice a little bit again, but just a 2-1 game.
Fortuna actually won that face-off, but he had no one there, and Notre Dame comes away with it.
Ooh, almost.
Out
Oni almost tipped that into his own goal.
I believe that was Georges who just passed it through the crease.
Yeah, and Ori deflected it with his stick and almost tapped it in his own net.
Coming ahead, this is Fortuna. Zulo is there.
Good defense by Joey Zulo. Again, forcing Fortuna wide and not letting him into that danger zone.
Nice job there defensively by Notre Dame to clear the puck out. Fenwick never really able to get a handle on the puck. Fenwick regroups off the glass and then off the back of Venable, and Joey Zulo comes away with it at center ice. Thrown in deep, and the Dons make a change. Back out to center ice. A turnover at center ice. Lambert throws it back in deep. Murphy into the zone, looking for Fortuna. Fortuna with it now. A big collision there at center ice. I believe that might be Mazaki, who is down on the ice. He took a big hit and he has not moved. He has not gotten up since that happened.
Yeah, he tried to get up. He lifted his head up and then went back down. He's up on all fours now. Hopefully looks to be all right as he skates off the ice. But yeah, big collision out there at center ice as Mizzochi took the worst of that one. And Fortuna with his best opportunity of the game on that bad angle short side attempt on Nick Delia. Nick was able to stand strong at that left post and keep this a 2-1 hockey game.
Yeah, Mizzochi looks to be okay. Hopefully just got the wind knocked out of him. Face off at center ice. We have a door open, so that is part of the reason for the delay.
Yeah, they've had some issues with that door over the course of the season where it won't lock, it won't stay shut, but looks like we're okay now.
Face off. Won by Fenwick, who just throws it in right to Notre Dame.
Jacob Holton's getting some run on the line with Langvine and Landvit, so Holton's looked good here tonight, and he's being rewarded with some additional playing time.
This is Holton. They missed Holton, actually, and Fenwick has it. Holton now behind the net. Tosses it out in front for Langvine.
That hit the post. That hit the near post.
And it comes all the way down for icing.
Beautiful pass by Jacob Holton. He was down below the red line. Just a little flip in towards the crease where Jeremy Langvine deflected that one off of the right post. So only a couple of inches keeps this one a 2-1 hockey game.
Yeah, and almost a shot for a chance for another rebound as well. But Fenwick able to push it away. Face off to the left of Ori. As Notre Dame comes away with it, and it skips off the stick of Huning and comes to center ice where Joe Delia throws it back in.
Nice stick lift by Leo Psycho in the neutral zone that let Joe Delia play that one.
Back out to center ice where Quinton throws it right back in. Loses his footing there.
Gets razzed by the Fenwick bench for his troubles.
Yeah, lost his footing right in front of that bench. Psycho with it now at center ice, bodied off of it. The battle at center ice. It is Fenwick who comes away, entering the zone, but they are offsides.
Yep, Luke Brown was in front of that. The puck basically just came to a dead stop on the blue line, and Luke Brown could not stop himself from crossing into the Notre Dame zone.
So face-off comes back out to center.
So our next broadcast won't be for, I believe it's 3 weeks. I think we're live again. I want to say it's April 14th or 11th or something like that. April 11th, home against Mount Carmel is our next home game. So we mentioned we only have one more home broadcast after this one, and that's in almost a month. The Dons play the rest of their schedule on the road.
Notre Dame comes ahead, a pass, and then a shot.
It's Jack Taylor.
Jack Taylor, this one deflects up and into the rafters.
This is a nice rush by the defenseman Taylor and shot a nice low hard wrist shot that was kicked out by Ori with the right pad, but he kicked it out right into the slot. There just happened to not be any Notre Dame players there to put that rebound home.
8:37 left in period number 2 with the Dons down 2-1, but they've been out shooting the Friars 16-14 here so far today.
Yeah, the Dons have looked much better than they did in that 8-2 loss last month against this same Fenwick team.
Held in by Notre Dame temporarily. Fenwick now comes out. That's Murphy losing his footing. Taylor bodied him to the ice.
Nice defense by Jack Taylor, because otherwise he was in all alone.
Yeah, Taylor then took a shot for his troubles. Battle at center ice. Fenwick comes away with it.
Again, Jacob Holton out on that line with Langvine and Landvit here.
And race to the puck. It is Jack Taylor who comes with it.
That's usually a spot reserved for Seamus Malahi.
Nice job by Fenwick keeping it in. Murphy throws it back to the corner and goes off for a change. So Notre Dame recollects as the Friars make a change. Up to Holton, who tips it in. Lambert and Holton unable to hold it in. as it comes out to center ice. This is Brown. And Donlinger now over to his defensive mate. And Donlinger turns it over, thrown out. Langvine tried a backhand, deflected wide, and now the puck comes all the way out to center. A race for the puck.
Again, that was Holton with the pass to set that last offensive possession up for the Dons. So Jacob Holton doing a really, really nice job out there for Notre Dame here tonight.
A chance for a 3-on-2. Langvine lost it, left it for Esposito. A shot, pad save by Ori.
Nice save by Ori with that blocker on a very dangerous Anthony Esposito.
Lehman up for Malahi, who shoots into the glove of Santino Ori.
Malahi tried to wrong foot Santino Ori. He was skating right to left, and he shot the puck back to his right, and Ori was able to make that glove save at that far post.
Face off to the right of Ori here. Esposito and Fortuna on the face off.
We talked about how the second period has been the best period of the year for the Dons, and that's held true here as they have thoroughly dominated this second period against Fenwick. It doesn't show on the scoreboard yet as they've only been able to get the one out of the two that they need, but they've really taken the play to the Friars here through the first 10 minutes of this second period.
They sure have, as Malahi gathers it and then loses it. That's Fortuna into the Notre Dame zone. Held in by Fenwick. Fortuna again with it, loses it. Venable tosses it back to Fortuna. His pass missed, and Notre Dame tosses it back out to center. Zeman. And Fortuna gets it back and regathers at center ice.
Took a stick. He took a stick off the hands of Zeman there, and I think
a delayed penalty now.
I don't know if they're going to get Zeman for the slash, or they're going to get
Malahi
Malahi for the hit on Fortuna after the play was behind him. So Dons are going to be shorthanded again.
Let's see who it is going to the box.
It's going to be another tripping call on Notre Dame. They've had 4 penalties called on them, all for tripping. So far, nobody's gone to the box.
Nobody yet.
But Notre Dame...
Captain Zulo trying to figure it out here.
Yeah, Notre Dame is going to be shorthanded, though. But they still haven't sent anybody to the box. And Notre Dame's like, well, if you're not going to tell us who to put in there. No, I guess they aren't going to call a penalty.
The officials gathering, trying to clear this up.
Okay, now they are. It is going to be Malahi at center ice.
And that's for that hit after
Right.
that play.
Okay. The refs didn't really have... You see here, that's the call there. Apparently they called him for a cross check. They called him for a trip, I believe. But you saw there wasn't really a trip there. That was body-to-body contact by Seamus Malahi on Fortuna, but they got Seamus and it's not. They have up on the board. They've got Zeman, but Zeman's not the one in the box.
So yeah, communication issue all around.
This is all screwed up. Seamus Malahi is in the box 2 minutes for tripping. Is ultimately what we're looking at here.
Held in by West there. Joe Dealey, a nice job clearing it out to center, and Fenwick has to regroup. Fenwick out to center. That pass missed, and Taylor's going to get on it first. Unable to clear, though. West with it now for Fenwick. Over to Chioda. Throws it down deep. A shot, body save. And into the glove of Nick Delia.
So casual, Nick gloved that rebound. First shot was in his chest, and as Chioda came in bearing down on that near side, Nick was able to just flash the glove and casually cover up for the faceoff.
1:05 left on the Malahi penalty. 4:46 left in period number 2. Don still down 2-1. Chioda with it at the blue line. Over to Fortuna. A hard shot, missed the net.
A bomb from the point. Didn't miss by much.
Venable behind the net. Fortuna with it now. Over to Chioda. A shot into the body of Delia that might have been redirected.
May have been redirected, but Nick was positioned correctly there, and he was able to take that shot right off his chest. And we've talked about this in previous games. Sometimes goalies make difficult saves look really easy because they're positioned where they're supposed to be. It's none of this, going back into the 90s, Dominik Hasek flopping around and flying around the net. Nick was exactly where he was supposed to be, and he was able to make that save easily.
Fortuna with it. Up ahead. Back to Fortuna. And Esposito, nice job there. Creating that offsides. He knocked it off the stick of Fortuna and just over the blue line. So the faceoff comes back to center ice. Beautiful job there by Esposito.
Yeah, Anthony went right after the puck, didn't give Fortuna any opportunity to breathe, and forced his body out beyond the blue line, and the puck carried with it.
Both sides make a change. Oban up ahead. Fleming lost it. Zulo, nice job there. Oban pinches and throws right into the glove of Nick Delia.
And again, nice job by Nick to just get that puck and cover up. Don't take any chances a man down. Live to fight another day, as they say.
Yep, 12 seconds left on that Malahi penalty. Dons lead in the shot count, 19-17, but trail on the scoreboard 2-1. 3:53 left in period number 2. Zulo comes away with it after a little bit of a battle in front of the net, and that will kill off the Malahi penalty. Actually, Zeman did end up at some point going into the box. It's Zeman who just came out.
That was Malahi who went into the box 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely was. So I don't know if they've got like a secret trap door over there or what, but at any rate, Fenwick's now 1 for 4 on the man advantage.
Yeah, at some point, Malahi and Zeman switched out. A nice battle up along the boards, and it continues even after the play.
Langvine and Hoban going at it right down here in front of us. Little after the whistle action behind the play. That's hockey, as both players were given as good as they were getting, so the ref let that one go.
Yep, face off at center ice here. .3:14 left in period number 2. Fenwick leads this one 2-1 as Fenwick throws it in deep. Esposito into the zone. Unable to pull the trigger. And a penalty will be called here
on Esposito.
Esposito. He took a hit after that play.
And then knocked the stick out of the Fenwick player's hands.
Yeah, he had an opportunity there. He was battling for the puck. He couldn't get it off his skates. And then he took exception to it. You said it, knocked the stick out of the Fenwick player's hands.
And that was a terrible time to take that penalty, as Shane Zeman was all alone in the slot, getting ready to take a shot on Santino Ori, but because the Dons had possession, they blew the play dead. So Esposito is going to go 2 minutes for, I think they got him for holding actually, so the Dons are going to be shorthanded again. Fenwick's 1 for 4 on the man advantage here tonight. They just finished a power play.
Yeah, 2:45 left in the period. I was reading how much was left on the penalty. So just under 2:40 left in period number 2, with the Dons down 2-1 and now having to kill off a penalty here right up at the end of period number 2.
And Jack Taylor whiffed on the clearing attempt, which was giving Fenwick the possession in the Dons zone here.
Chioda's shot deflected wide of the net. Fortuna with it now at the blue line. Looking, holds it in. A shot deflected, and it is scored. I believe it was off a Notre Dame player, so that is a goal for Fortuna. on the power play.
That was all done by Jack Fortuna. He skated along the blue line, kept the puck in right on the blue paint, was able to skate down the far half boards, come in off those half boards, and he wired one from that right face-off dot through some traffic and through Nick Delia, and the Dons are now down 3-1.
Yeah, he found himself in space. He can create space for himself, too. We've seen him with the stick handling, creating space. He was looking for his options and able to find a lane.
Yeah, 12th goal of the year for Jack Fortuna in only his 6th game played of the season.
Reisky around the boards, hit a body and stays in the zone. Psycho able to clear. And Polanco now coming ahead with a little bit of speed. And now Dondlinger pushes it to the corner where Notre Dame takes it back. A shot. That's Georges, and still with it. It was off the pad of Ori. Ori lost it, now off his body. I don't think Ori ever saw that. It hit him in the body. Yeah. But Fenwick is able to come away with it.
Alex Georges with a couple of whacks at that one, all in that slot. But there was a mess in front of Santino Ori that kept that one out of the goal. There were 5 or 6 players in front of the goaltender there, and just no place for Georges to go with the puck.
Up in the corner, now back behind the Notre Dame net, and Delia pushes that away.
We're going to have another penalty called here. I believe this one's going to be on Notre Dame. Yep, Dons are going to be shorthanded again.
Right after getting back to full strength.
Oh, we're going to have, okay. Looks like we're going to have matching penalties called on...
That's Brady Gill for Notre Dame.
I believe that's Jack Guira, number 80, I believe, in the box for Fenwick. So it's a shame you give up that goal towards the end of the period when Notre Dame had played so well for really the first 15 minutes of the second period. So they're going to go likely into the third period here down by the same number they went down after the first. And they played really, really well here in the second period.
Zeman comes ahead into the Fenwick zone. Back for Garcia. A shot.
Wraparound in. That's Shane Zeman on the wraparound. Ori had no idea where the puck was. He was standing at the right post as Shane Zeman broke around the back of the net. And just as I say, the Dons are going to go into the third period down by 2. Let's try that again. We'll watch here. Shane Zeman leaves it for Garcia. Zeman comes around. Ori has no idea where the puck is, and Zeman's able to fire that one in from a bad angle and get the Dons within a goal.
Yeah, there was a player out to the right of Ori. I believe Ori thought that's who had the puck, and all of a sudden the puck is behind him, and it's a 3-2 game. Fenwick still with the lead. 51.8 seconds left here in period number 2.
5th goal of the year for Zeman.
Malahi, a shot. Zeman could not pull the trigger on the rebound. He had a good look.
He had an open net and a bouncing puck. He just wasn't able to get that initial shot off. If he could have, he had a wide open goal.
Fortuna coming ahead now. Fortuna backhand. Delia stick save. Under 30 to play. A big hit there on Garcia. Fenwick out to center ice. Notre Dame has it. Garcia throws it in deep. Under 15 left to play. Malahi with it behind the net. A centering pass missed Garcia. Held in, unable to hold in, was Delia. Fortuna with some speed. A shot blocked away by Delia as period number 2 comes to an end. Fenwick leads 3-2 after 2. We are back for the third period of play here, starting momentarily. Notre Dame senior night. The Dons trail 3-2 at the moment heading into the third period, although they've outshot the Friars 22-20 so far.
Yeah, Dons trailed again, which has been a pattern this season. They got down early as Will Mazzocchi scored his 4th goal of the season, and Hayden Dondlinger scored his 2nd to put the Dons down 2-0 after 1. Leo Psycho would get a power play goal in that second period on a tipped shot to get the Dons within 1, and then Jack Fortuna, the CCHL's leading scorer, would pick up his 12th goal of the season to make it 3-1, and then with about a minute left in the period, the Dons would get one back as Shane Zeman would score his 5th goal of the year on a bad angle shot to get the Dons within 1 going to the third.
Venable with the puck right now. It goes behind the Notre Dame net, tossed up over the net.
He tried to go over the top of the net. You don't see that every day.
Yeah, Zeman comes away with it. Zeman chases his own entry, circles all the way around, and is finally bodied off the puck.
Fenwick 2 for 5 on the power play in this one. Notre Dame 1 for 4.
Fortuna centering pass. Fleming couldn't let go of it.
Good stick work by by Malahi, excuse me.
Malahi with it now. Back to Zeman. Zeman a shot, hit a body. Hoban felt that one.
Yeah, Hoban's really easy. He reacted.
Out to center ice. Janke with it right now.
Shots were tied at 11 in the second period. 22-20 for the Dons in the game so far.
Fenwick comes ahead, cross center into the Notre Dame zone, and taken away there, and then he hit his own guy. So Langvine took it away, and then he, on his clearing attempt, it hit Reisky as this shot is deflected up and out of play. So a near, well, it was a turnover, a near mistake for Notre Dame. Ends harmless, though.
Yeah, Jeremy had an easy clear there and just bumped into Spencer Reisky. Unfortunate for the Dons that Nick Delia was up to the challenge and deflected that one up into the netting.
Face off to the right of Nick Delia. Won by Notre Dame. Circles around the boards. And held in by Fenwick. Temporarily, at least. And pushed back in deep. Murphy. A centering pass in and out of the glove. That was Mazzacci.
Seems to be okay after taking a tough hit in that second period.
Yes, he has it again here. Tries to center for Murphy. His stick was tangled up. And Notre Dame able to come out to center. That's Psycho who pushes it in deep. Joe Delia chasing it. Circled around the boards, and Fenwick comes ahead. Golly put it in. Esposito with it now for Notre Dame, though. As Joe Delia enters the zone. Still with it, a shot off the pad and into the corner where Fenwick can clear.
That was a dangerous rebound allowed by Ori right into the slot, but there just weren't any Dons players there to put home the rebound.
Brady Gill with it now, center ice. Into, no icing on that one as it is behind the net for Fenwick. Fenwick has it. And Brady Gill keeps it in, a shot, got through! Rebound, it's behind the net.
Shane Zeman missed a wide open net there as that rebound came right to him.
Yeah, Brady Gill, it went through the legs of a Fenwick defenseman. And Ori.
Goalie's without his stick.
Yes. Ori now able to reach, and he's able to gather his stick.
Golden opportunity for the Dons to get this game tied.
Zulo. Fortuna with it.
Right through the crease. Right through. I think that was a pass. That went right through the crease.
Venable with it now. Pushes it to the corner. Where Zulo unable to clear. Malahi now will clear. But this one will go all the way down for an icing.
Tough break for Notre Dame as Brady Gill's shot deflected off a Fenwick player, went right through the goaltender Ori, right to Shane Zeman, and Shane just couldn't get the puck off the ice. All he needed to do was flip it over the fallen goalie, and he couldn't. We'd have a tie game right now.
Yeah, wide open look, unable to capitalize. Fenwick still leads 3-2 with 12:55 left in this one. Fenwick with the puck. Centering pass doesn't connect. And held in by the Friars.
Giveaway by by Jeremy Langvine there as he tried to clear that one out. Put it right on the stick of Liam West.
Yeah, West unable to pull the trigger. Murphy with it now. Skating around. Good poke check. Murphy actually kicks it to the corner. West out to the blue line. That one to the corner as Langvine
Stops on a dime.
and tosses it out.
Jeremy avoided the hit there by stopping in his tracks and letting the defenders just go by him.
Fenwick ahead. Two Fenwick players, Venable and Murphy, almost ran into each other and the puck came off their stick. And Notre Dame has it now. Polanco offside.
Yeah, Nick's got to look and see where he is on the ice as Alex Georges was about 3 steps inside the blue line, and Nick didn't hold up and give his teammates an opportunity to clear the zone.
11:48 left. Shots in favor of the Dons, 25-20, but the score still the Friars' way, 3-2. Face-off from center ice, won by Georges. Thrown into the Friar zone.
We've talked a lot about Nick Polanco and his speed. I look forward to when the game slows down a little bit for him, when he's able to use that speed and actually complete a play. He seems, I don't want to say he's out of control, but he's moving really, really fast out there, and sometimes he's not always paying attention to what's going on in front of him.
Polanco out there now. He had a nice poke check on that, on a recent play. However, Fenwick still with it. Push back to the corner where Venable collects for the Friars. Skating around looking for options.
This Don's line has been out there for a while. They're a little bit hemmed in here.
Chioda throws it to the corners. Chance to clear. Georges.
That one cleared the zone. Yep.
It did. Fortuna.
But they didn't blow the whistle.
Takes it. Fortuna now with it. Centering pass.
What a save by Nick Delia!
Fortuna over to, I believe it was Piera.
On a play that really shouldn't have existed in the first place, as Fenwick was way off sides, but somehow Nick Delia was able to make that glove save.
Yeah,
save of the year
I believe
for
it was
the Dons.
Venable with the shot, actually, and you said it. What a save there by Nick Delia to keep his team within 1.
That was a wide open goal for Fenwick, and Nick was able to somehow get his glove on it.
Joe Delia now ahead. Esposito with it now, enters the zone and loses it there. Held in by Zeman. Out in front. And taken back by Notre Dame. Zeman took it back and threw it into the corner. Joe Delia there. Esposito now with it. And Brady Gill with some space. Throws it wide of the net.
It was deflected by Zeman.
Esposito now. Never got through. Zeman holds it in. A shot deflected into the corner.
It deflected 2 or 3 times on its way towards the goal.
Esposito with it now. Passes it into the corner. Zeman with it right now. Leaves it. And Fenwick able to clear, but it is an icing.
Good shift by that Notre Dame's offense there. A lot of pressure on Santino Ori by that line. And you got Nick Delia save here coming up. You watch this. He somehow went right post to left post. Shades, this is a second Dominik Hasek reference here of the night. That was Dominik Hasek-esque as he went right post to left post, diving from one side of the net to the other to make that save.
Yeah, beautiful job. And his team needs saves like that right now. Within 1, looking to win here on senior night is Notre Dame. Battle at center ice. West pushes it into Notre Dame zone where Murphy is bodied off it by Taylor. Taylor and then Zulo, but held in, and it deflects up and into the Notre Dame bench.
Quick hands by Quentin Huning down there on the bench to glove that one down. If that were, I'd be diving to the bench if I was sitting down there and that puck came in. So
let one of those guys catch it for you.
That's
protect
right.
You.
That's right. Keep the old guys safe.
Fenwick at center ice, tosses it in, deflected in, no icing there. And held in now by Fenwick. A shot misses everyone into the corner, and Hoban with it now, looking, never got through. And back out to center ice comes the puck. Hoban collects in his own end. Had a little pressure on him as Fenwick comes ahead. And a turnover here. This is Zeman with the puck. And just trying to hold as his team makes a change. Waiting for help. And held in by Notre Dame. Esposito with it. Esposito takes it in deep. Centering pass. Misses everyone. Goes all the way through.
Penalty coming up here on Fenwick.
Malahi, and now it is touched by Fenwick. So a golden opportunity coming up here for Notre Dame as they are down by one, but they are heading to the power play. Let's see who that's on.
Shane Zeman has played a whale of a third period here for the Dons. Penalty's going to be on Tommy Fleming for tripping. The Dons are 1 for 4 on the power play. Shane Zeman has played a whale of a hockey game here for Notre Dame. Picked up that goal late in the second period, and he has been all over the ice here in the third. And he'll be back next year, so he'll be one of those players that the Dons are looking for to lead the offensive charge. And if the improvement is year over year, expect great things out of him next season.
Nice job holding it in was Zulo with a shot, but then it is cleared. A save by Ori, cleared out. Zulo regathers on his own end. Zulo to Taylor, over to Zeman, who enters the zone. In the corner with it is Zeman. Tosses it back to the blue line. Taylor, a shot, high and wide. Zulo unable to keep it in.
Tried to block that one with his shoulder and head, and it was just out of his reach.
Delia ahead to Zulo. Zulo to Taylor through center ice and into the Fenwick zone. Lost the puck there and immediately cleared all the way down. A race to it. That is Fortuna. We know how dangerous he is, but Notre Dame got to it first.
That was a bit of a difficult switch for Notre Dame, or line change there for Notre Dame, as two players jumped onto the ice at the same time, and the puck was going right by the bench, and both Don's players jumped back into the bench.
Zulo with it now, waiting for his men to change. Takes it all the way in. Around, look for Esposito. Unable to connect. That was Reisky who circled all the way around looking for Esposito. The pass never collected. He has the puck again here in his own end, coming ahead with it. Esposito enters the zone. Takes a big hit, but puts it into the corner.
I think he avoided most of it by going low there.
Oh,
Bad pass by Spencer.
Errant pass by Spencer Reisky. Comes out of the zone and just tossed back in by Brady Gill.
Played with a high stick by Shearl. Yeah, that was a tough pass by Spencer as he had Brady Gill wide open on that other point.
1 second left on the power play for Notre Dame. Shots in favor of Notre Dame, 26-21. 5:42 left in the game. Fenwick leads 3-2. Face off to the left of Santino Ori.
Dons have only allowed one shot on goal here in the third period.
Taylor's pass right to Fenwick's Murphy, who was just coming off the bench. A shot into the glove of Nick Delia.
Yeah, he threw it to that far point expecting Joey Zulo to be there, but Zulo had backed off because of the change by Fenwick. Don's now 1 for 5 on the man advantage here this evening.
Face-off comes to the right of Nick Delia. Won by Georges and Notre Dame. Circles around the boards, Holton with it, loses his footing but able to clear his end.
Yeah, he was shoved down by Liam West.
Fenwick, Chioda looking for help. And that pass, an errant pass by Fenwick came right to Notre Dame out in front of the net, but a nice save by Ori.
I believe that was Alex Georges out there, and the puck just was able to be saved by Ori.
Georges with it now, tosses it behind, and thrown in front, covered up by Ori.
That was a beautiful play by Nick Polanco there behind the net on the backhand. And the Dons, Ori has had some trouble with the rebounds here, and the Dons are just throwing the puck on net and seeing what happens, and that's half a dozen times or so tonight where they've just thrown the puck towards the goal from a really bad angle, and they've had some golden opportunities.
Yeah, let's see if they can finish one here in this last 5 minutes, under 5 minutes to play. 4:45 left in the third period. As it's a race to the puck now, it is icing.
Dons are out shooting Fenwick 6-1 here in the third period, 28-22 for the game. Notre Dame has more than held their own, and I would argue that Notre Dame has played the better hockey game start to finish here tonight. Just a couple of power play goals by Fenwick has them in the lead here, 3-2.
Pushed in deep by Notre Dame. Sherrill has it for Fenwick. Over to Fleming, unable to clear. Gill held it in, and now out. And it might be a 3-on-2. Fortuna with it. Shot off the body of Reisky. Nice job. Nice positioning there. Back the other way now comes Notre Dame.
Just out of the reach of Zeman, the pass from Garcia.
A good look there. I believe that's Esposito with the shot.
Yeah, Anthony came in off those far half boards with nobody around him and elected to shoot that hard wrist shot from the faceoff dot rather than try to skate in any closer. And that time Ori was up to the task. He stopped 27 out of 29 shots here tonight, Santino Ori.
Face-off to the right of Santino Ori. Tied up, the puck never moved. And now Fenwick comes away with it. Murphy unable to clear. Mazacci does clear, and Polanco has it for Notre Dame. Turnover at center ice, thrown in deep to the Notre Dame end. Zulo looking for options. And another turnover at center ice. Taylor with it. Over to Joe Zulo. And taken away by Fenwick behind the net. And then taken down, and Fenwick is going back to the power play.
They're going to call a penalty on Taylor for that. He and Mazzocchi got tangled up behind the net, and Mazzocchi's legs came out from underneath him, and Jack's going to go to the penalty box here with 3:23 left to go. 2 for 5 on the man advantage is Fenwick. This one's going to be for holding.
An unfortunate penalty here for Notre Dame. You said it, they look like they just got tangled up, but in the end, Taylor is in the box. Face off to the right of Delia with 3:20 left in the game. Puck is cleared all the way down.
So Dons are going to have to look for some offense on this shorthanded bid here. Don't take too many chances, but if you've got some space, take it.
Yeah, Fortuna with some speed comes all the way in. A shot blocked. Rebound never got through.
Now that was kept out of the goal by Zach Landvit as Nick Delia had come out of his goal, and Landvit played goalie there with his stick and was able to keep this a 1-goal game.
Back ahead is Fortuna over to Mazzacci. Back to Fortuna. Fortuna able to keep it in. Venable with it. Loses it. And tossed up, looking for Esposito. Esposito will get there first. A shot. Kick to the corner.
Anthony is so dangerous when he's got the puck.
Fleming never found it and is cleared back down.
Making something out of nothing. That was a bad angle shot that went right on goal.
And that's what Notre Dame needs right now. Something to happen on a breakaway or something here. They'll have about a minute and a half left of even strength play after this penalty expires here.
You look at who they have out there right now. They're essentially running with 4 forwards on this PK. They've got Zeman, Esposito, Zullo, and Garcia out there for Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So technically Garcia and Zullo play defense, but they are very offensively minded defensemen.
Going all the way down, Joe Delia will get there first, or he left it. Delia has it. Battle in the corner. It's Delia against 3 Fenwick players. Now getting some help.
Nick Delia is going to the bench for an extra attacker as the penalty is now up.
And tossed out to center where Notre Dame will recollect. Garcia with it.
70 seconds left.
Over to Zullo. Zullo through center ice into the zone. Zullo, a shot wide. Can they keep it in? They will not. Esposito has to bring it back to center. Under a minute left to play in this one. Zeman into the zone, into the corner. Fenwick gets there first, and it comes back out. Garcia, as that one deflects into the Notre Dame bench. 42.7 seconds left. Fenwick leads 3-2 here in period number 3. Don's lead in shots, 29-23, but they need at least one more, and they need at least one more to find the back of the net.
Yeah, we're going to have a timeout called here by Notre Dame. Notre Dame out shooting Fenwick 7-3 here in the third period, 29-23 in the game. No goals here in the third period. The Dons got down 2-0 on goals by Mazzacci and Dodlinger in the first period. Leo Psycho would score on the power play, his 3rd goal of the season on a tipped shot off the stick of Joe Delia for Leo. That was his 3rd goal of the season. And then Jack Fortuna would score his 12th goal of the season, his CCHL leading 12th goal of the season on the power play, his 4th power play goal of the year to make it 3-1. And then Shane Zeman, with about a minute left in the second period, would score on an open net from a bad angle to make it 3-2 headed to the third. And it stayed 3-2 here as we've run through 16 minutes and about 17 seconds here in period number 3. The Dons, I mentioned, they're trailing on the scoreboard, but they have had the better of the play here for most of the evening. There was about a 5 or 6 minute span in that first period where Fenwick scored those 2 goals. But other than that, Notre Dame has played a really, really solid hockey game here tonight, something they should all be very proud of on senior night, as they're playing a very tough Fenwick team, again led by the CCHL's leading goal scorer in Jack Fortuna.
Fortuna on the faceoff here. Nick Delia is in net, and with Fenwick winning control of the puck and still having it, Nick Delia has not left his net. He's getting ready. Esposito with it, pressured by Fleming over to Gill. There goes Nick Delia. Zeman gets it, under 25 seconds left. Zeman over to Esposito. Taken away, held in, however, temporarily. This is Jack Fortuna. Fortuna shot, missed. And this is Gill coming ahead. 10 seconds left to play. And Venable with a wide open shot, a wide open look. And this one is just about over now. That is Venable, Josh Venable. The puck fell right to him as Notre Dame tried to recollect. Venable able to put it in a wide open net. Delia had been pulled for the extra attacker. And with 3.3 seconds left, they might just run the clock.
Yep, Venable with his 5th goal of the season, an empty net goal, gives Fenwick a 4-2 lead and will drop the Dons to 2-7-2 in the CCHL, and they're going to end the game here with those three. They're going to run the clock, end the game, and the Dons will drop this one 4-2. But again, the score on the scoreboard doesn't say it all, as Notre Dame really had the better of play here throughout most of the evening. Notre Dame ended up with a 29-24 shots on goal advantage, outshooting Fenwick 7-4 there in the third period. Fenwick was 2 out of 6 on the power play. Notre Dame was 1 out of 5. Goals tonight for the Dons. Leo Psycho, his third goal of the season on the power play, assisted by Joe Delia, and then Shane Zeman would pick up his 5th goal of the year in the second period off of a pass from Garcia. But once again, the Dons dropped this one 4-2.
Yeah, you said it, and unfortunate result here on senior night, but Notre Dame can definitely be proud of the way they played here today. It was a great game overall. They outshot Fenwick, like you said, 29-24. They just couldn't find, they had some great looks, they just couldn't find the back of the net enough times.
Yeah, they'll go back and look at this tape, and they'll see that they missed a couple of open nets, missed a couple of passes, but overall, the Dons played really, really well here on senior night. So our next broadcast is going to be April 11th. We're off for the next 3 or 4 weeks, so you'll have to get your Notre Dame Dons hockey fix elsewhere, as we won't be bringing it to you here on Sportstown Chicago. So I'm gonna let my partner here, Brandon, take us home.
All right, so the final score here from the Mount Prospect Ice Arena: the Fenwick Friars 4 and the Notre Dame Dons 2. Special thanks again to our crew: Aaron Schellen with me doing the commentary, Eric Willowit, our producer, and on camera, Jesus Mauricio and TJ Knacker. From the Mount Prospect Ice Arena, I'm Brandon Januska, and this was Notre Dame Hockey, powered by the Illinois Media School.